I am doing better than amazing. Thank you so much, and the webinar is yours.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you all so much. I hope, let me see, you should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen? No challenge, Zero?
Yes, please see your screen, sir.
Okay, got to move this out the way. Okay, that's fine. It can sit there. Okay, all right. So we're going to talk to you tonight about how your MWR membership actually creates cash flow, ladies and gentlemen. So this is really, really exciting because we want you to really understand the value of your membership. Now, we've gone in the past where we've taken you where to plug into your membership, how to do all of that, and it's great now. It's going to get even better later. But tonight I wanted to just help you understand that you can actually utilize this membership and create cash flow out of the money that you make right now, not counting anything from MWR Financial, not counting any business income or anything else, just out of your current financial circumstances. That's what this membership does. Many people have already done that, but we want you to be able to see exactly how that's done today. So that's what this whole presentation is about. So let me kind of do something here and get us started. So this is how we make wealth real. That's what we're really talking about tonight. And you're going to be able to see clearly how we're going to walk you through the services and then how you actually can see $1 million under your rocking chair, if you will, in a shorter time than you ever thought possible. So here we go. Let's talk about the strategies, the results, and retention. Let's talk about the tax reduction. That's generally the first thing that we talk about here. It's our instant pay raise, strategy number one, where it allows you, with the experts, help you to stop tax overpayments immediately. So anytime you are you're a W-2 employee, this is a strategy you want to use, and it literally can help you. Can help you literally stop overpaying the government. And this actually, you heard the terms that we talked about, and some people we talk about income shifting, and your income is shifted to the government. Well, this is how you get it shifted back. So it comes back into your house, because many of us got super excited and we've been conditioned literally by the government and everything else to overpay our taxes because we get excited. This conditioning of, and it's been burned into the American psyche, by the way, so much so it's created these different boutique industries so we go out and chase getting a refund. There are millions of Americans right now are super, super excited about getting hundreds or thousands of dollars in a refund back to them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, if you really understood how money works and how the money game is played, and the money game is constantly played, ladies and gentlemen, constantly played. Either you, and you can put this in the chat to let me know which side of the coin you are on. You're either, the money game, by the way, is being played 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It does not stop. It doesn't take any time off ever. The money game has been played. For those of you that don't know, it's been played ever since you were first even known that you were going to come into the world. So at the moment of your conception, if you will. As soon as your parents knew they were coming in the world, and you might say, well, Ndamo, how is that? Because I hadn't even been born yet. I couldn't do anything. Well, if you look at wealthy people, you look at the people who set the rules. Anytime they are going to have a baby, they know exactly what they're going to do, and they start putting things in place so that little baby, as their money starts to grow for them, it starts to happen in a positive way. They start making absolute strategic steps to ensure that the wealth is going to continue to pass on. Well, if I take myself as an example, when I was born, I never knew there was a money game. I didn't know it until relatively recently in my life. I lived several years before I ever knew there was a money game being played. But it is. And either you're playing it to win or you're being played by the money game. There is no middle ground. You're either playing the money game to win or you're being played by the money game. put in the chat which one you think you are right now. And it's okay if you are brand new here, you didn't even know there was a money game that is being played, all that. This is where you are. So that is what I want you to know, that we are making sure and helping you, and our CEO and founder did a great job at putting this company together to try to ensure that you win the money game, because when you play by the rules, you can win the money game like any other game of life. So here's what happens. You get your instant pay raise, and all that simply is, and I'm not going to go into every detail of how to utilize all the services, but you already know. You just upload your W-4. The experts take it from there. They upload, your W-2s and your pay stubs. The experts take it from there. They give you a corrected W-4. You take that to your employer. They then make the adjustment, and you'll see on your paycheck, generally, it's your next pay period, you will see that you're taking home more money than you were before. That creates cash flow. The national average with husband and wife, because remember, the membership, the MWR membership includes your spouse. So the husband and wife national average is $450 per month, which is $5,450 a year. So that right there has started to create cash flow that you could use right now to help you go from where you are to where you want to go. Now, when you consider a few years back, they said there was 500,000 bankruptcies in this country, and 95%, some 450,000 people, would have not had to file bankruptcy had they had an extra $500 per month. In this national average, you've almost completely eradicated that by getting your money now. And what's interesting, many of those people, a large percentage of those people that had to file bankruptcy, got refunds on their pay. They got refunds. They were hoping for the refund check so they wouldn't have to file bankruptcy, and it wasn't enough. That is a travesty. Again, that's working class and middle class Americans by large part not understanding there's a money game and how to play the game to win, because they don't have experts helping them, or they don't have experts showing them. Now, here's the tax reduction instant pay raise number 2. You pay less with business deductions. So we turn normal expenses that you're paying for anyway, expenses that you're spending money on anyway. You pay a cell phone bill anyway. You pay an internet bill anyway. You pay for gas for your vehicle and maintenance on your vehicle anyway. Now we take those expenses that you're spending anyway, and we turn them into tax deductions, legitimate tax deductions, home-based business tax deductions. So we have the ability, after 30 days, you have ongoing Ask an Expert. So you can ask the expert any questions you want. We have the tax hotline, so you can actually talk to someone if you had a question about your tax situation. And then we have expense tracking with Hurdler. So we do all of that in strategy number 2, instant pay raise number 2, and typically that's going to take you're going to have about $20,000 in annual business deductions, and 30% of that, which is $6,000, that equates to $500 per month. Cash flow created out of your current financial situation. So we're almost to $1,000 right now for people, and most people, what happens in MWR Financial, because you typically it takes about a year to experience this, because with the tax reduction, when you do your taxes, all of a sudden you start to see this, go, my goodness, the instant pay raise strategy number 1 happens immediately. The instant pay raise strategy number 2, after 30 days of tracking, you really don't see this feeling, or you don't feel it until a year later when you're doing your taxes for that current year. Then you see that, oh my goodness, these deductions literally brought me $500 more per month to my household. This is amazing. Then you look at credit restoration, where higher scores equal lower payments. The average is 2 to 8 months for people to see the results they're looking for, to have that happen for them. And you have ongoing monitoring, and anytime your score drops, you are able to use a credit restoration because it's ongoing. Okay, that's because that's your membership. You have the membership, you can use it when you need to. Now, here's what happens. The average person, and we're just using national averages as you see here, 50 to 150 point increase which the national average, that means you're going to have an increase of about $300 per month, and that's estimated based on, interest, your monthly payments, your home and auto insurance premium reductions. So you refinance your home, your auto or home insurance premiums are down. Maybe you refinance some of your credit cards, you refinance your car, things like that. So you drive that down, and the national average is $300 a month in just cash flow creation. Powerful. Then you go to debt elimination. Debt elimination, this is where literally you have no payments. That's the ultimate goal. And the working cash flow, and typically most people are finding themselves being completely debt-free in 5 to 12 years on average. So think about that. That is so powerful. So until all of your interest-bearing debts are paid off, you cannot create cash flow out of money that you have to spend and give elsewhere. Not only that, to mention that their debt elimination generally helps people on average save thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. And that interest is real money that you would spend and give to the big business, give to the credit card companies, give to banks, helping to make them rich. But it's not, you're not able to use that money, and that's what most people fall into. So what debt elimination, we're creating an environment that you get your debts paid off quickly, and here's what's national. The national average for someone paying a mortgage, a car payment, having a credit card or two, student loans, personal loans, household, everything. The national average you're paying for all that is about $2,750 per month. So if you were completely debt-free in 5 to 12 years, that's when that $2,750 per month kicks in. Because instead of paying someone else, now you're paying yourself that money. Okay? Then we have the MWR financial business and income, where you can build your income. And here's what I'm going to show you. I'm not going to talk about our #1 income earner or our top 10 income earners or anything like that. I'm going to talk about if you went out yourself personally, or if you're smart and you leverage your time, effort, and ability with others, and you build a team of 12. So that's you personally, or that's you enrolling 3 who enrolled 3. So that is a team of 12. That creates more cash flow for you from a business income standpoint, and it's earned and ongoing because it's residual. So that is the power of it. And because you were able to qualify for your tax reductions, this income growth happens. It continues to happen for you. But look what happens. That'll give you $600 per month. With a team of 12, that gives you $600 per month. That's 3 who gets 3, or any combination of 12. That's $600 per month, ladies and gentlemen, in business income. So notice I didn't try to go our max income. I'm just kind of giving you an idea of where we are. So you're starting to see, if you start adding these up, and some of you guys are probably ahead of me adding them up, but this is what's incredible. Then you go wealth accumulation. Now here's what I want you, and this is what you're talking about, savings and investment income. This is the grow part of our business. So these first 4 areas were the save part of our business. This area right here where I just talked about business income is the make part of the business. And now we're talking about the grow part of the business. So the wealth accumulations, which savings and investments, that's the self-banking, the private reserve account, and land banking, upon qualifications. Again, these are both ongoing, structuring, and enhancing your wealth plan by wealth experts. Now, here's what happens. The total, typically, if you add all these figures up right here, that's going to come up to $4,600 per month. Now it says that $4,600 a month times in the 8.5% compounded annually from your self-banking private reserve account, which last year I think they were getting somewhere between 12 and 14% on their money. So, but we're just being conservative at 8.5%. That would generate $1 million in 11 years, or less than 7 years when you combine with the 24% annual land banking rate of return. And again, these rates of returns for the above private reserve account and land banking are based on a 10-year average, the past 10 years, and are for example purposes only. And I need to say that past performance does not guarantee future results. But we have so many people experiencing this already in MWR Financial. That's why they know. They go, I believe it might even have been 14.5%. It was significant last year, and the land banking was 34% return. Not 24, but 34. But we, again, are using the national average over the last 10 years. So what I want to show you, so that in itself is powerful, but here's what I want to show you. And you can see, but you go, well, 4,600, wow, that's amazing. But let me just do this for you. Let me do this, and I'm going to put this right here. Now, what you're seeing here is a calculator. And I just want to kind of put it in. Remember, we talked about the $4,600 because we want to, as my kids do to me all the time now, I'm going to fact check you, Dad. I'm going to fact check you. So let's do the fact check. Put the $4,600 in. We said it would take only 11 years at 8.5%. Okay, and let me put the 5 over here. At 8.5%, starting out with 0. And let's say because we know we have 1/3 of our income is going to taxes, we know that. I'm going to put the tax rate in here as well. And I'm going to calculate it. Fact check. It only came up to $849,000. Well, that's because of taxes. That's if you took this money and put it in under your bed, or put it under your mattress, put it in a bank account for the most part, because you're getting taxed heavily at that point. Now, if you put this money in, say, like a 401k and things like that, this is you're tax deferred. You're looking at $674,000 of what this would be after 11 years. Okay, because they're going to remove the taxes first. See, that's what they do, is they don't tax you on the seed on your 401k. They tax you on the harvest. And when you take that money out, they start taking the taxes first, and then you get the rest of your money. So you see that come down. Or in a private reserve account, it's after taxes, so there is no tax. So here's what happens. Oh, there's your $1 million. So the $1 million was exactly what we said it would be. You have $4,600 per month, $1 million in 11 years with MWR Financial. So that, and again, that's not you went out and became some rock star of a major business builder, and you built a huge network of people, and you have all of this distribution going. You built this huge distribution network. No, we're talking about someone who built a little team, just of 12, 3 who get 3. They went out and they literally plugged into the services and started letting that cash flow generate things for them. Now, we did a report. Our CEO and founder, Mr. Brian House, did a report, and back in January, he saw that over the past year, in 2021, that we had people, literally, this is going to blow your mind, had over a $870 increase in terms of cash flow creation out of the expense that they paid. So some people confuse expenses with investments or expenses, not understanding with that's like a bill like every other bill. Well, this bill is just like my, whatever bill that you have. No, the expenses are things you're able to deduct, so you're able to keep that money on you, more money on your side of the ledger, your side of the house, than giving it away to the government or banks and other things. So what happens is this expense of $119.97, and of course the membership is only $79.97. So the expense of the membership at $79.97 generated $870 on average. This is throughout all of MWR Financial. $870 in cash flow creation. So if you take the expense of that and your business center all together, the $119.97, so you call it $120, you are a net positive $750. I don't know another company. In fact, I don't know anything where you could pay an expense and have it create cash flow for you. Because if you pay your house payment and you live in that house, so you paying your primary residence, that doesn't create a cash flow for you. If you're paying rent, that doesn't create cash flow for you. If you're paying for your car, that doesn't create cash flow for you. If you're paying for your light bill, gas bill, that doesn't create cash flow for you. I don't know an expense that creates cash flow, but MWR Financial, you have an expense that's creating cash flow for you. Now, some of you might say, wow, Adamo, this is amazing. So I can just take the cash flow that you just showed us. You walked us through the services. Remember the savings part of our business? Then we did the business part, and I only kept it at $600 per month. I would venture to say that if I took a poll of everyone on this line right now, we have more than half the people make well over $600 per month with MWR Financial, but we used basically the national average, and because not everybody's trying to build a huge team, $600 per month of business income. So you're not setting speed records, you're not setting income records, and you're using the PRA. We didn't even mention the land banking, because remember, land banking, you would get a 24% return. And so look what it would have you do. I'm just going to show you just so you can see what that means. If you did land banking and, like, for example, you have your PRA, that you took money out of your PRA to put in the land banking, and then that way, but remember, when you take the money out of your PRA, it's still growing as though you never touched it. So you put that into the land banking, it said 24%.
Across the phone.
Here's what happens. Daryl, put your phone on mute, please. Thank you. Okay, I did something here. I know I'm going crazy. I'm sorry. I put like 24,000, some crazy number here. 24%. Then I'll say calculate. You're at 1.7 million. That's 11 years, but let's take it down to 7 years and see what happens. 732,000 pre-tax, after tax. There's your $1 million in 7 years, getting that kind of return. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I wanted to make this real simple. We weren't going to even be on here a very, very long time. I wanted you to be able to see the kind of cash flow that's being created out of the MWR membership that you have. It's the most powerful membership I can possibly think of. It is amazing. And it's going to only get better. And you're going to find that out by the end of next month, how much better it really became. So what I want to do is this, before we go, because it was just a real short presentation tonight. Daryl, if you could do me a favor, if anybody has a question, since we have about 7 minutes or so, I'm going to let us get a couple questions answered. But if you have a question, Daryl, I'd like you to kind of look through it for me real quickly so I don't have to try to look through it, and then let me know what the question may be.
As of right now, I don't see a question.
Okay. And I'm just going to go through this.
Okay, someone just asked, can you bring up the slide for what the savings advantages are?
This right here, I believe, is what they're talking about. So that's just kind of letting you know the national average. Some of you may say, I've got my in fact, if it happens for you, put it in the chat so people can see that. Some of you may say, well, my take-home pay increase was more than, between my wife and I is more than, because we're using the wife and you, because those singularly, the average is $300 to $600 per month. Collectively, we're talking about 450 is the average. So if you and your wife have gotten a bigger, or you and your spouse have gotten a bigger take-home pay increase, put that in the chat. Let people know. So, Daryl, are there any other questions? Because if there's not, I understand there may not be. I just wanted, if somebody had
No. We have one from Princess asking, how do we get the 12 people?
The 12 people. Well, here's what happens. I'm going to, because I don't want to do that here where we talk about training on how to build the business. You get back with your leadership, either the person that personally enrolled you or who the leadership is, and they will definitely walk you in and show you how to go out and share this with 12 people. But it's real simple. You literally have results for yourself, and you can look at over almost 10,000 documentable proof of testimonials that we have on our testimonial page. But you make sure you plug into the services, get your results. You won't be able to help from telling people in an enthusiastic way about what's happened for you, and that's going to attract people to want to join you in business. And we have all kinds of systems set up to help them see it, so you don't have to be the expert. You're not trying to explain anything. What you're trying to do is simply pique someone's interest, then you pass them some information, and then the person that's in your leadership team, they're the ones that are going to help them understand what it is, and then you will see that they'll enroll. So we have this little saying that if you oh my goodness, expose. Thank you. I'm doing like 3 things at once. You cannot believe all the things we're doing in the background. But if you expose, so you expose, plus then the leadership will educate, and then the experts will execute. So that's what the company does. So you just expose, the leadership educates, and then the company, which with the experts, execute, and then you take out your emotions, and you take out explanations, and guess what happens? Even expectations, that's going to equal enrollments. And that's how you do it. I mean, that's where how you'll be able to attract people to want to join you in this business. And we're going to make it more and more attractive all the time.
We got one more I want to say. How do I have them evaluate my existing PRA?
Oh, you just go into your membership plan. Go to where it says schedule a consultation. You schedule a consultation and say, I have, here's my PRA. I want to evaluate it now and see if there's anything else I need to do, or I make more money now. If I put this in, what will that do for it? So you know what it's going to do short term and long term. If I need to make an adjustment, if I make this adjustment, what will happen? That's the greatest thing about what we have with the our experts in the wealth accumulation division. You can literally ask questions to be able to go specifically that's for you, customized for you, to be able to find out exactly what you should do to move and reach the financial goals that you're looking to reach. That's how we've had so many people go full-time with MWR Financial, because they didn't ask myself or Brian House, hey, should we go full-time now or anything like that? No, they talked to the experts, set a plan, they executed the plan, and it put them in a position where they now are being able to have the ability to not have anybody have a thumb on them, because they've been able to build the kind of business income. They took advantage of all the services, so they created cash flow out of their existing situation. Many of them have become debt-free because of the business income. They allowed them to really knock out that debt. The experts were telling them how much they should be putting towards that debt to do that. So this is all done. That's what I love about MWR Financial, that you're never trying to figure it out yourself. You have experts that you can talk to. Any other questions, Daryl?
No, sir. It looks like we are good to go. And I apologize. My computer actually shut down while you were in motion, so I transferred to my phone and came back to the computer when it came up. So that's the reason why we were off of you.
Oh, no challenge. No challenge. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being here tonight. I hope this added value to you. You were able to see the power of what your membership can do for you. And so with that, Daryl, I'm going to turn this webinar back over to you. And, oh, by the way, next week, you'll want to make sure not only are you here, and I know you'll be here, but make sure everyone in your team and all your customers and clients are all here, because we're going to go over the our tax expense tracker hurdler. We're going to be able to go over that, break it down, and it's going to be perfect timing when you consider that tax season is coming up, where you have to do it by April 15th and file your taxes. You're going to be able to see what you can do to make it very, very easy to get this done going forward. So you're going to love it. absolutely want to hear for that. We're going to have the CEO of that company really break things down for us and give us a demonstration so we can see exactly how we can effectively use our our expense tracking system that we have here at MWR Financial.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Tolson, that's fantastic. We're looking forward to that as we are getting close to tax season. Definitely having her learn on is going to be great. Folks, well, you heard it from the source. Be sure to mark your calendars for next Thursday for our Financial Edge University live webinar. Also, be sure that you register for the upcoming event in April. You do not want to miss this event where all of the announcements are going to be made to help accelerate your business. With that being said, I'm going to release the call so we can all say goodnight.
Broad, meaning
have a great evening. Good night.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Will tonight's webinar be available?
Yes, just send an email and you can get the webinar or the replay. Okay, thank you.